I know that working together, we can restore the glory. That's our mission, and I pledge to work each and every day with each and every one of you to make this a reality.
Thank you, Mr. Bell, for joining us today. How do you feel about this football team, man? That family weekend, they went off 50 and 17, and that's just like, that's a huge number to beat somebody.
Yeah, they kind of unleashed the Kraken a little bit on everybody. It
Oh.
was pretty cool. I was very excited about them. I think it's just an indication of all the hard work that they've put in, and it kind of shows a new and focus that we have with the leadership of our football team and with with the new staff that we have. They've created this new synergy, and I think that the players believe, and there's an excitement and an enthusiasm there, and it all came together with Murray State, and we had some really good things happen.
Okay, now speaking of leadership, we have a new head coach, Nick Hill. What in the process made you want to choose him as your head coach?
Well, as we went through the process, I had made him the interim head coach, which means he has the day-to-day operations. And so over about a 3-day period, he turned the program upside down and really stepped forward, and really with a first focus on academics, which is the most important piece that we have of any value we have athletically. And by doing that, he made everybody understand that academics is first and foremost, that people were here to get a degree, people were here to get an education, and that was exciting. But then as we went through the process, and the other candidates had great things to say about him as an offensive coordinator because he had just set a record. He was one of the well-known offensive minds that were up and coming in the FCS, that even had FBS institutions looking at him as a possible hire. And so it was just a natural. It fell into place nicely. He interviewed well, and I took a chance. And I think I took the right chance.
Well, you took a good gamble, I will tell you that much. Now, you speak about him putting the emphasis on academics. I read in your 10-point plan, and specifically number 6, you wanted to instill life skills for the student athletes. Can you explain that more in depth? What life skills you're trying to teach the student athletes?
Well, the one thing we have now at the NCAA level, we have what we call the Student Athlete Advisory Council. So every athletic program at Division I has that.
Right.
Then there is at the conference level, we have representation, and then at the national level. So now the students are speaking more, and the presidents of all the universities are listening, and they're asking for more leadership development, preparedness for job opportunities after school. So those are the things that we are really focusing on. Where do we bring in speakers? You know, we're right now we want to bring Bart Scott back to campus, who's on the NFL Network and is an analyst for the NFL. But Bart Scott is also working and speaks on financial preparedness for your lifestyle, for your entire life. And so what a beneficial to have is have a former Saluki who is a famous celebrity and come back and tell everybody, this is how you handle your finance. This is what you do. These are things you don't do. Right. And so we feel like having someone like that back, that will help. And so
definitely a role model.
Yeah. So the buzzword in the NCAA is student athlete welfare. And so this falls under that umbrella, and we like to give these opportunities and listen to our students and what they want to have.
Now, sir, I have a quick question for you pertaining to a serious situation with a football player, DJ Davis. During family weekend, he came back from, he had ran a touchdown from the kickoff, and his auntie had died a few days beforehand in a shooting in Fort Lauderdale. I won't get too much in depth for it. People can look online for themselves, but how do you feel about that certain situations, and what do you want to tell to other people about that situation?
Well, it was an unfortunate, situation, but the one thing that Coach Hill has done and his staff, and as we do in athletics, we're a family. And so we immediately surround the individual, and then do we have opportunities to send them home when they need to get home? You know, financially, there's things we can do in rules and support them with that. But most importantly is for his best interest, how do we surround them? How do we support him? And do the right things that need to be done to support him, to support his academic mission and his athletic mission.
Well, like you said, we are a family.
We are family.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
Oh, up next, we have the Saluki Sports schedule for the next after the break.